Everybody, this is Dan and Jim again with another RoboZone Extra. Today we are joined by Joel Hurd, seasoned game announcer and mentor on Team 66. Today we're going to talk a little bit about scouting, what you can do to improve your chances of both getting picked and picking the right teams in an event. So Joel has some ideas about pit scouting that I think we want to share with everybody.
Well, I think the key to pit scouting is knowing that teams are really trying to market themselves to you, and you have to be able to parse what's real and what's fake, what you need to believe and what you shouldn't believe. Because in the end, what you see in matches is what they're actually capable of.
So are you saying that teams will sometimes embellish their capabilities?
Yes, if you want to put it like that, but also people want to get picked. You know, we're all here to compete. We're all here to see our robots be successful. And the partnerships that you make, the friendships that you can really bring up in the pits are crucial to that.
They are. There really is no substitute for real data, though. If you have people watching the matches, actually documenting what teams are able to do, that's usually better than the team marketing pitch itself.
I completely agree.
Yeah, so I've had it explained to me like this. As a team, when somebody asks you how good your team is, you sort of usually relate to them your best match. Not your average match. And there's a big difference between your best match and your average match. So that's something for teams too. I know when I'm out looking for teams, when I was helping my scouts try to pick teams to choose, we would actually prefer teams that gave us lower numbers but were reasonable because we knew that we could enter the playoffs with a reasonable strategy for their capabilities. We wouldn't ask them to do things that they couldn't do. And I know, Jim, your team especially is really big on kind of collecting that match data. So you guys are always watching matches and recording what actually happened in the match. How do you make use of that?
We're really big on looking for consistency. Consistency to us is more important than peak performance. You know, if you're one of the top teams or you believe you'll be in one of the top alliances, especially in this game like Steamworks, consistency is very important. Some very important things to look for is actually trends. For example, like going back to Southfield 2 weeks ago, we picked 573. They were the very last pick. I was surprised, but really when you looked at it, their hanging average was very low throughout the tournament. But our data showed they had hung successfully the last 4 matches. It did not work the first 8 matches, but they got it working enough to be consistent at the end of the cycle, really highlighting them to us, and was the key to our success at winning that tournament, was having that information that no one else had.
So maybe if you're looking at being a second round pick, that third robot on an alliance, I would say that perhaps focusing on your hang is probably the biggest thing you could be doing in the coming weeks. What do you think, Joel?
I completely agree. You know, that's one of those like no or no goes type of things. If you really want to be successful in the late season, you have to be able to hang. And you know, if not, teams are either going to be like looking to put one on your robot or, you know, find one on it already.
Right, so a really good robot can deliver extra gears, can score extra balls for you, but they cannot hang for you. So I think that's the most important thing for teams to work on here, and scouts are going to be watching that, and that's an easy one for scouts to watch. You're either up and the light lights up, or you're not.
To me, actually, though, the number two one, which is, again, a low-hanging fruit that a lot of teams have not capitalized on yet, placing the gear in autonomous. It's the key to breaking the 285 to 285 tie, is being able to up your alliance to 305. If you have 3 robots attempting to do that in your alliance, one of them is going to get through and really break that split.
Okay, a couple scouting strategies and maybe a couple things to work on if you're looking to play in the afternoon on Saturday. On behalf of Joel and Jim, this was another RoboZone Extra.